please welcome, making his way to the NFA cage, Cameron Collins.
So we got Cameron Collins coming out of the blue corner. He fights out of Belleville, Illinois, and he's a big, tall, long fighter. He's got Johann Slager in his corner. He's 0-0. This should be a fun fight. Said his keys to victory are listening to his corner, respect. I don't know really what that means, and he wants to stay focused. Those, the listening and the focus seem kind of like hand in hand. Zach, how do you feel whenever you tell your fighters to jump and they jump? You say slip and they slip.
I love it. You know, it's like, give me the sticks. You know, if they, it's like playing a video game. If I go in there and tell them something to do, they immediately react. It's sitting there like playing a real-life video game. And when you have someone that's coachable and focused in there, it definitely normally works out for him. So if he's wanting to listen to his coaching and stay focused and respectful, which normally just means he's going to have his head on his shoulders and make good choices, which it sounds like, you know, it could be doing something. He's nice and rangy. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, he's making his debut here. He looks extremely tall. So this, in theory, he'd want to keep the distance, keep the range, and get that jab out in his face.
Yeah, I would say the respect aspect is probably more like, yeah, don't get overconfident, don't get cocky, and yeah.
And now the one making his way to the cage, Jacob Highley.
Jacob the Hitman Highley, very young kid, 23 years old, fighting out of the pit. You see in his corner, he's got other UFC stars. We got Dakota Bush, Jake Collier. Not my favorite UFC fighters, because the favorite UFC guy is right here next to me. The key and the keys to his victory, he says range. He needs to be in and out and keep. He's got to keep in his face and keep that pressure on. I don't know how this gonna work with a long rangy guy right here, but he comes out of a good camp out of Cuba, Missouri. So we'll see if he wants to change his levels and get that wrestling in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still range. It's just, he's got to control a closer range. He's got to cut angles and get inside this long 6'4" body, which is it's going to be really hard to do. So we'll see. But like you said, he's got some really good coaching, some good guys in the gym with him. I'm sure he's going to be prepared for this.
Yeah, and we go back to who's in his corner. You know, he sees those guys making that higher level step, and he wants to be the next to do it.
Fight fans, this contest is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the NFA welterweight division, brought to you tonight by Kemp's Hemp and HW Herald Distributing. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner is a mixed martial artist standing 6'4", weighed in 170 pounds. Tonight he's making his amateur debut. Representing Flagger Fight Systems and fighting out of Belleville, Illinois, Cameron Collins. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 5'10", weighed in 169.5 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Representing the Smith Pit and fighting out of Cuba, Missouri, Jacob the Hitman Highley. Your referee in charge of action still, Tim Francis.
So Lance, Zach, we got a nice welterweight fight here. Lance, what do you think Cameron's going to try to do right from the gate? What do you think he should do?
I think he should try to keep the distance. Obviously, he's got the longerness, which he's trying to jump that jab right now. He does not want to let him get on the inside of him.
Well, what I'm seeing right away is he's throwing that jab, and when the pressure comes, he sticks his chin straight up in the air.
Which is not.
That is not good.
He's gonna get Mario punched if he does that. Being careful.
Nice leg kick right out of there, out of Highley.
Yeah, and this is not a rangy fighter's cage at all. It's gonna be really hard to keep your range and keep your distance. And yeah, like you said, Adam, that chin's coming wide open in the middle of these exchanges.
Yeah, we'll see. Nice, the right hand barely missed. I think he's probably used to being so tall and out of everybody's range that he's able to just slip back a little bit. But as we see Highley's coming in, he is closing that distance, and he's barely missing with that right hand.
He's also making the mistake of going straight back, too, which is not good when you got a guy coming inside on you.
Now that right hand landed. Had a good body kick right there from Cameron Collins, and the right hand came back from Highley.
I like how Highley's doubling that right hand up. He throws the one, it's out of range, but he slides in and throws it again, and that's when you catch these really tall, rangy guys that lean back like that. So if he doubles that right hand up, it can really land for him. Ooh, nice kick.
Yeah, Highley's doing one thing that I can't stand. He's got that mouth guard hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He looks like he's respecting him now, though. He's starting to back up a bit. He's not coming in as hard.
Yeah, Collins is starting to touch the body a little bit with the right hand, the legs, the kicks here. So see see if that starts adding up for him.
Good check by Collins there, too.
Ooh, nice get in on the
Nice level
takedown.
change, nice.
So Zach, you're coming off of a back surgery. When can we expect to see you back in the octagon?
Hopefully 2022, you know, late spring, early summer, we'll see. Everything's starting to get a little better right now. We'll start pushing the pace as practice goes on, and, you know, if things go well and weight starts coming down, then, you know, hopefully late spring, early summer, and we'll get back in there and do my thing.
And so tell us about that last fight you had. I think it ended with a very explosive finish.
Explosive, yeah. Man, I fought that kid from Italy, Di Carico, and man, kid hits hard, he's tough, hit him with some hard shots, and it was one of those where I didn't really say too much, but I ended up having COVID right before the fight and everything, so my lungs weren't really there, so I couldn't really push the pace that well, and I just kind of had to buy my time and stuff. I waited a little too long, waited till like the very last second of the fight before a big head kick, but you know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and, you know, but had a good head kick, had a good win, and beat a tough opponent.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that kick about 3 seconds sooner, because then you would have been about 50 grand richer.
100%.
Because, you know, you've coached me the past probably, let's just say 5 years, something like that. That is stuff that we have worked on. Those same setups is what we've worked on. And to see it landed under the big lights on the big show, could have got you a nice little check. What they say is timing is everything, sir.
Timing is everything. Next time.
Yeah, good.
Next time.
Good first round out of there from Jacob Highley. I think ending the round on top. He didn't do a lot of damage, but I think ending the round on top really got probably got him that 10-9 win for that first round.
Yeah, for sure. You got the good takedown, controlled on top. Collins didn't really, you know, pursue anything from the guard game. Just kind of held him down and ate a few shots there at the last. I definitely agree that Highley took that round.
Highley looked like he was respecting Collins' length when he was down there. He would climb up every now and then, and Highley would kind of block that. So I think he was a little scared sometimes to pop up on that as well. Yeah,
that's what I was going to mention was a long guy with long legs like that. Really, sometimes they just slip a triangle up, or they can throw up the legs for an armbar, something like that real quick that you kind of don't see coming, and you get caught by surprise. But Highley was ready for it, so we will see what happens here in round number 2.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments that both these fighters are going to make here.
I'm just going to say it. I want to see Cameron Collins come out with a flying knee from halfway across the cage. Let's make this fun.
I mean, Highley may go for a quick shot with the way he ended that round, and he started respecting that striking too.
Nice little touch
to the body, because I think these new guys can't go knee to the head, but yeah. I like the idea.
Hey, no, you throw it to the body.
Is it a real DQ if you get the knockout?
I think you get a warning.
He didn't say he cared if it was legal or not. He just said what he wanted to see.
True.
Yeah, you're mixing my words up.
There we go. Ooh.
Nice straight left hand.
Collins over here switching stances. He's moving to southpaw, moving back to traditional.
Still like to see more head movement, though.
Ooh, nice right hand. Barely missed. Oh, big head kick.
Nice head kick.
And then Highley starts pushing the pace right back. That's what he has to do. He has to get that range back.
You know, this is what we talked about earlier in the night.
There's a big right hand from Highley there.
This is what we talked about earlier in the night. These guys are newer, so they're just starting off their fight careers. But if you look, Zach, when you and I started a long time ago, it was like a bar fight. You know what I mean? These newer guys were just going out there, closing their eyes and swinging. These guys are throwing technical combos, changing levels, punches into takedowns. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. The level of these amateurs are, I mean, they were decent pros back in the day when we were starting. I mean, like we're seeing calf kicks right here, you know, doubling punches up, again, fitting, like blending the striking to fit in. Look, I mean, even if it doesn't work, like the stuff they're doing is high level technique, and they're learning this from day one, which is, you know, it's something we did not see back in the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say some of these amateurs could have been pros back when. Yeah.
Calling us old.
Yeah, I think I'm old. I might be older than both of you, honestly. So,
well, what I'd like to see here, he's got a pin against the cage, and I really like if Cameron would get that left arm, he's got that underhook, turn him up. I would go overhook on that right hand and just turn him to where Jacob Highley's back is against the cage.
Yeah, if Highley can clasp his hands underneath the butt,
he
can start pinching the knees together. Here he goes.
Nice takedown.
Good. Turn him off the cage. Exactly what you need to do for the takedown.
That forehead and that chin.
See Dakota Bush right over there, right in Jacob Highley's ear.
Yeah, I think he's telling me to get his elbows out. He needs to be able to have his hands on the center line and not underneath him, and to where Collins can climb up and start, finding one of those triangles that you were talking about, Lance.
Yeah, he's got his guard open. He might be trying something.
Yeah, he needs to start throwing those legs up. They're really long. You can really catch stuff. Like,
right as I say that, Highley comes down with the bomb. He's getting some distance there. A little separation.
I like that. He's trying to put the foot in the hip, try to create some space.
Well, I can hear Dakota Bush in the corner telling him to try to pass that guard, and he's going to have to do something because these shorter rounds, since 10 seconds left, these shorter rounds, you've got to kind of get moving. When he says pass, you better start passing.
Absolutely, but he can settle here. I mean, there's no danger. He's winning the fight. The problem is now he's getting all the way through, and then the round is ended. So if he wants to finish, I mean, there's one thing of just winning the rounds, but if you're wanting to finish, absolutely, we got to get moving and really need to put yourself in position to win.
This is one of those where you don't know how the judges are going to take it because, I mean, Collins pushed the pace for most of the round, but, it ended with Highley on top with a nice takedown.
If you go back and watch, Collins had a few good head kicks, and Highley raised his arms real high to block him. I think Collins should come out, throw that, jab cross head kick again. Next one, jab cross, and just slam a body kick. Because he's going to be wide open for it. And you start hitting the body, that starts taking effect on everyone.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea at all.
I think Collins should keep it standing. I agree with that 100%. Collins also seemed like he was a lot more confident that second round too, with the way he was throwing those kicks and the way he was coming in.
I agree, Lance. I think he realized he's not in a whole lot of danger with the stand-up and decided to try to push that pace and enforce himself.
I think it's fair to say I might caught Highley a little off guard as well. It's Highley that started back-footing, and then he got himself caught on the cage, and that's where he was able to unload on him.
I think Highley's going to need to come out, maybe pump a jab right away, maybe a pump a jab, quick with a right hand, and get in on a takedown, get him to the ground, because that's where he has most of his success.
Yeah, he seems to be really controlling that position.
Yeah, he gets into that clinch, tries to get in. Swim that right leg in, get that inside reap. Ooh, knee to the thigh.
Good answer back, yes.
Collins needs to start lifting that right elbow with the underhook to control that. He's got the underhook, but you still have to control that.
Yeah, he's trying to go out that back door. He's essentially turning the wrong way.
Highley seems like the slightly stronger guy, but I don't like how much work he's doing to get these takedowns. He needs a little more technique.
Well, now he's got those hands.
Yeah, I think there you go. The hands are locked. Oh, that's a single.
I thought it was a double leg. There you go. Now he's locked. He's got that lap hook.
Collins is doing a good job of controlling that underhook and really trying to keep his knees and a nice knee to the body there as well.
Yeah, now he's got double unders. That body's wide open, but then you risk getting that leg grab.
Collins really needs to turn towards the head.
He's got him up, and he's going. No, good defense, Collins. Good.
Nice.
Good defense right there. Cameron Collins defends that takedown.
I really like to see Collins actually step across and land his own throw.
Had the hands down. Yep.
Collins looking like he's breathing a little heavy.
Hey, Highley just used a lot of energy right there trying to get that takedown, and he did not get it.
He did.
Yeah, they're both breathing pretty heavy right now. Oh, nice.
Nice left hook right there on Highley. Nice out to inside. Collins goes for the body lock right there. Couple shots landed.
Again, that lack of head movement starting to.
Yeah, it's really just snapping him straight back.
I'd like to see Highley snap that head down when he's on that clinch like that. Big head kick over.
Oh, no.
How's he kick over a 6'4"?
No. I was not expecting that.
That slip up gave him some room.
I'd like to see Highley get his forehead under Collins' chin here, drive him, make it ugly, and then change levels, really suck those legs out, take him by surprise.
I agree. With Cameron breathing so heavy, if Highley can make this more of a dogfight, it's going to definitely be in his favor.
Well, breathing so heavy, you can pin him against the cage and just start ripping to the body with those knees, couple little small little body shots, just start taking his win.
If he could step over with his right leg, he just brought his legs together. It's all upper body strength. He can use his legs. He can use his right leg to kind of step over and help drag the knees together, and it's really going to help his butt grip that he's trying to get here.
He has an ankle pick there, too. Collins is weighing heavy on that one leg. If he could just stay down there and sweep it.
See, the one thing I really like is, personally, I'm not much of a wrestler. I enjoy trips and sweeps and things like that. So if I was Highley, I like to dig an underhook, and then I think we call it, what, a DC1 maybe? Get that outside leg, hook that outside leg. Just suck it out and ride it down.
Man,
Exactly.
Collins is over here falling over when he breaks. He's
tired.
He's tired. He's having his feet are not underneath.
He had
him.
his nice throw right there. He just didn't see it.
Looks like a little baby deer.
Highley did a job of just kind of putting that pressure on him there at the end. So.
The fight is over.
And the mouthpieces are out. They're tired.
That was a good fight. I really don't know how it's going to go.
Like I said, it's going to depend on the judges. The grappling, I was definitely Highley, but I mean Collins was also putting in some pressure with those strikes.
Yeah, I don't know.
That third round, though, Highley did have a lot of. I think Highley, that third round, I think he had cage control. He had Collins on his bike there for a second until he missed that high kick.
Yeah, Collins definitely had his moment, but I really feel like Highley almost took every round. He did more damage. He got the takedowns. He had some hard leg kicks and calf kicks. Collins definitely had his moments, but if I was judging, I definitely think Highley walked away with this fight pretty decisively.
I can't argue that.
But what do I know?
I say, yeah, we're not.
What do I know?
I've
I've been so wrong so many times.
Hey, I've seen some terrible judging calls, so I will not be surprised if I see anything like that.
We might even see some 10-8 rounds here.
Rumor has it Adam said a thing or two once in a while about some judging, so you never
Yeah,
know.
well, here's the deal. If you do a bad job judging, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
And if you got a problem, we can talk about it. I'm not going to fight you, but, like, if you're bad at your job, I'm going to tell you. Like, I've seen, like, the last NFA show, we had clearly 3 rounds to none, and they called it a draw.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
So as we got these scorecards, both these fighters give the show of respect to the other corners. We're sending it to the official voice of Mike Kendall, of NFA, Mike Kendall, to get us going with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the judges score it 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 all for your winner by unanimous decision, Jacob the Hitman Highley.
Jacob Highley gets a unanimous decision. Got a big crowd, came up with him from Cuba, Missouri.